Hi guys, Irit here, and I have an art journaling process for you today. I have been really enjoying playing in my art journal lately, and yeah, I thought I would film it and show you. So I'm starting with, I don't know, this background has been in my journal forever. I have this Dilutions journal, which I really like. It's the big one, and it's been around for years. And I mostly, I think I have very few finished um, spreads in this, or what I would consider finished spreads. But I did use it over the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 years to just, play around with all kinds of mists. And mostly I used to use mixed media for my scrapbook layouts, so I never really felt the need to explore a lot beyond the background. And now I really want to make some finished layouts. So I'm going back to this journal. It has really nice paper for mixed media, and I have a ton of, as hopefully you will see in the next months and weeks. I have a lot of, there are hardly any empty pages in it, but nothing is finished. It's mostly just smeared paint and mists and yeah, so very, very raw and kind of a starting point, but a good starting point, because it's less intimidating than just a white blank page. So I'm starting with just gluing some circles from newspaper, like pages that I took out of newspapers. I think this one is from Flow magazine. And then I'm just adding some more paint with these Liquitex markers. And these are acrylic based, so they have acrylic paint in them, and they are permanent once dry. Now, I have to say, even though I don't adhere to strict rules, in particular when I'm doing art journaling, there is a lot to be said for using acrylic paints and any type of permanent media as opposed to something like watercolors or something that reacts with water even if it's dry. There is no wrong or right. It's just when you use permanent materials, you know that when you add more layers, they're not going to react with them, and you can cover things if you choose, and you're not going to muddy up the colors. Now, again, I like to play with all types of media, but I think when I'm doing these super layered spreads in my art journal, it just makes it a bit easier to work with permanent paints. So that's why I mostly use my acrylic paints and markers. And if I use pens or pencils, then I also try to make them such that don't activate with that don't reactivate with water. You can play around with this a bit. There are also some materials that once you put them down, you have like a couple of minutes or seconds to play around before they dry. So you could smear them or blend them or wet them a bit, and then once they are dry, they are permanent. So I'm just explaining that if you're wondering why I'm not using more watercolors, because I'm obsessed with watercolors. That's the reason why. But I do like to mix stuff. That's what mixed media is all about. Now, these cute little animals there, they are also from the Flow magazine, and I think I can't remember, like, I haven't read the little article that was attached to these, and I think they're holding a little flower or something in front of their special parts. So I'm not sure if there is some reason for that, but I think I just noticed it as I was going over them and drawing, and it's not a problem. It's just that I thought I was going to go in a really, really cutesy direction, and then I noticed that they were, covering their special parts. So I don't know. Um, yeah. So yeah, I don't have a point here. Sorry about all the so's. I just thought it was funny. One really, really great way to kind of clean things up is add some white paint. Oh, sorry, where did I go? Probably looking for some paints or something like that. So you will see me do that a lot. I have another art journaling video that I should hopefully edit and upload next week, if not this week. And I use a lot of white paint. I really like that. And I really think also that it's worth it to have these colorful layers beneath the white paint. Even if it seems like you're covering a lot, but as you can see now on the screen, I'm sorry, I must have forgotten to switch off my camera. Even if you see now on the screen, I used completely white paint, but it's not white. You can see the colors beneath it shine through a little bit. And actually these might be also maybe dilution mists or some mists that are not so permanent. So when you add something wet on them, they kind of reactivate. So don't think that, you shouldn't use white because you're going to cover everything up. It looks more complex and it looks more interesting because of the layers. And so now, sorry, I filmed this in when it was dark. That's why the lighting is not that great, but I think it's just a small part. I'm going over with some Liquitex white marker, and I'm just blending it here and there. My basic goal is to try and avoid using brushes because I hate to clean them. And that's why I like using markers, or you'll see me use my craft knife a lot, and yeah, some more markers. And I'm kind of going through some changes or developing my art journaling style, and I'm letting go to a lot of the things that I considered kind of a must on art journal spread. Things like, maybe having a really meaningful title, or having a very clear focal point. And I'm just having fun. I love the texture. I love playing with color and paint. And I'm just really letting go of a lot of these ideas that I had of what I think, or what I think, and I'm sorry, I'm so not eloquent today. I need coffee. What I think like an art journal should look like. So it's a really, really fun, exciting time for me in my art journal. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you will enjoy watching this process. Adding some dabbers. Dabbers are another great tool for people who hate brushes. I'm using some paint dabbers that I got at my local art store, and then a couple of Distress stain that also have a dabber. These are also fun, but they are not permanent. So it's time to add another cleanup layer, and this is something I find really enjoyable. I play with color and then I step back and things look a bit busy, so it's time for a layer of white. And it's not wiping away what you did. It wouldn't look as interesting if I hadn't added all those other colors and layers. So here's another fun thing to play around with. This is a roller stamp, and this one is by American Crafts. It's a few years old. I don't think they make them anymore, but it's a lot of fun. The dot one is my favorite. There's another roller you can switch with this handle of stripes, and then there are another smaller set. So I kind of know that these are my final layers, and that's why I'm allowing myself to use the Dylusions mists. I really love their colors. They're super bright and vibrant, but they react with pretty much everything you put on top of them. You kind of can never get rid of that color, so I'm being a little bit more mindful and careful of where I'm adding it, because it's kind of hard to get rid of it. And I don't know if you noticed, but the white that I'm adding on top is pretty fast becoming a little bit pink. And another way to avoid using a brush is to use the other side of the nozzle to circle some shapes, or just, doodle around. And I think we are close to the finishing touches. I didn't film this completely till the end. What I did add after I stopped filming were these, some scribbly journaling that is completely illegible, a few more doodles with a black pen, and these cute stickers by Tim Holtz. I just kind of made a random sentence that sounded cute to me. So you can see the close-ups, how fun it is, and you can see all the layers and the complexity of all these fun colors. I had such a great time making this. Thanks for watching. I wish you a lovely day. Bye.